Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be planting cassava, also known as yucca in the US, and here are the cuttings. I've just received them in the mail. You'll be able to tell in a second that a couple of them have already sprouted, and from the direction of the sprouts you can see which side is up. It's important to get the cassava right side up so that the plants will develop. One word of warning, cassava does contain cyanide and does need to be fully cooked in order to remove it in order to be safe to eat, so do your own research. So in order to plant cassava, you need to make sure that they have a lot of loose soil. In order to do that, you can see here I am working with my daughter in order to loosen up our packed soil in our yard, and in order to make sure that the cassava have plenty of room to grow. Cassava is a root vegetable. If it's fighting against packed soil, it's going to have a difficult time making large tubers. It'll be using more energy getting through the soil than it will into making the root vegetable. If you can see it, it's partial shade and partial sun on this patch, but we have dug, it's still out of breath still, 5 little hills in this maybe 6-foot square area roughly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have 5 cassava cuttings. So what we are going to do is put one in each of the hills and then give it a very thorough soak. Now this soil is unimproved. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of compost right now. So I can't do a lot about that at the moment. Once I do have, I plan to do some side dressing and add some fertilizer to the cassava plants, but for right now, it is what it is. We have very sandy soil, just sort of what they put in there when they developed the subdivision that we're in. But from what I've read, cassava can handle very unimproved soil. It can handle very bad conditions. So I'm hopeful that we can at least get it started with some success. Okay, so my daughter is copying what I just did. We're putting the stakes in, the cuttings that we got, which I got off of eBay and I have no idea what variety they are. And they're not optimal length, which I read was about 11 inches. These are probably closer to 8, something like that, but again, it might work very well. I'm just making note of that. And put that one here. Here, try and mound it around so we don't mow over it. Each of those knobs is a node where a root could come out of, so we want to make sure we have at least a couple underground. Alright. And the reason we've mounded up the soil like this is so that the cassava will have a maximum amount of loose soil for the root crop to go through, so it's not fighting packed soil. So we are, let's see this one. So each of these nodes right here is where a root could come out. So this one has just 2 here, which isn't a lot by any means. We'll see. This is supposed to be a very, dead easy crop to grow. So, with our conditions here in Florida, in zone 9B, I'm very hopeful that we can actually grow this. Give it a nice, long drink of water. Help get it started. Cassava takes about a year to grow. But the nice part is you don't need to do much to it. And Out of each of these little stakes will become a little tree. Okay, so we have spread over some mulch. Pine needles, as you can tell, are a mulch of choice because this tree and that tree drop an amazing amount of pine needles onto our yard. So that is what we used, making sure that the cuttings can see sunlight. We covered the whole area, so hopefully it will help to suppress weeds. And we will see how it progresses over the year. Thanks for watching, and if you like this, please hit the like button and subscribe.